Hello, hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution, and this is part 8. We're out in record time this time, only about a week or so. I desperately wanted to get this video out while the game is still hot, being a free download over Xbox Live with the Free with Gold program. Again, since it has become a free download, the amount of subs, comments, likes that I've gotten on these videos, and of course on my channel, has been absolutely overwhelming. As a matter of fact, as of this recording, we are about 100 subs away from reaching that big milestone of 1,000 subs for CCS Media Design. So to everyone who has subbed so far, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Again, it just means a lot to me, and all the support you've given to my videos, it's just awesome. All you guys are totally awesome. Alright, so that aside, let's just jump right back into this with our city of King's Landing. Once again, I'm going to give a shout out to Leslie Meek for giving me the name. And also, and I didn't know this, I've been informed by a Voids V, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, over Xbox Live, that King's Landing here is the capital city in the book and TV show Game of Thrones, if I'm to understand this correctly. So I will fully admit I had absolutely no idea, but still, it was a cool name even before I knew that. Alrighty. However, being that it apparently is supposed to be a capital city, with this puny population of 4, we need to change that. It needs to get up there. So we're going to just go right into our menu and manage our workers. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to set them to focus solely on food, and they've, we'll set their excess square to that science square over there in the corner. Alrighty, and a building. We're going to focus on, once again, getting a courthouse out. I could rush that, but not just yet. Courthouse, again, is to expand the amount of resources available to our city, so King's Landing isn't that great right now. However, once the courthouse is up, it's going to be able to reach this whale resource, which is going to give it a huge food boost, this cattle resource for a huge food boost, and over here to this dye resource, which will give it a huge boost in science and gold, or trade as it's referred to. Alright. And of course, our newfound city of King's Landing is protected by the 1st Sherman tank, the mightiest unit that is currently on the map in this game as of right now. It's only 1550 AD, and we already have World War II, and we've already discovered a World War II era military tank. So, I'm not too worried about anyone taking King's Landing from me. Alright, however, on to more immediate issues. As of the toward the end of the last episode, Abydos came under heavy siege from a combination attack from Gandhi's Indian army and Bismarck's German army. We were successfully able to drive them off, thanks to the power of the Lightning Knights army here. Alright, and of course the 1st Pikeman army, which I currently have defending it over here in the Oak. However, while the Lightning Knights army and the Pikeman army are standing here guard against Bismarck, we're going to have to use Abydos to hold off Gandhi's newfound attack. From the looks of it, he's got 1 Legion army that can really only do it. The only unit that he's got that can really do any damage to me is that Legion army, and it's protected by some archers, and there's an individual Legion in there as well. However, being that these units are not veterans, and that compared to the power of my Knights and Pikemen, he is at a severe technological disadvantage. And I also have confidence that my Horsemen can do the job if need be. However, my Pikemen will be more than enough to suffice should he attack with those legions. However, we need to manage some resources in Abydos. Due to the invasion from the Indians and the Germans in the last video, some of my resources got misallocated because they were occupied by enemy units, so we're going to change that. Looks like balance does the trick for me as well, but just to be able to see it, we want to reoccupy this plain square here with 5 food on it, and of course the oak, in order to greatly get our production back up. Alrighty, and I'm gonna Nah, actually, it's all good. I'm about to increase in population anyway. Alright, and it's going to... Abydos is going to produce another pikeman on the next turn, so it will be very well off against this Indian attack. Now, one other immediate issue we must attend to. Also at the end of the last video, we had just discovered the lost city of Atlantis. And upon doing that, we were rewarded with several bonus technologies, including this first cruiser, and here in Boston, the Majestic Rifleman unit, which we are going to upgrade because of the power of the great leader that is in the city of Boston. Leadership gives our unit 100% defense if supported by other units, meaning it doubles its defense power if it's backed up by another unit. Or March, which enables it to move an extra square per turn. Riflemen typically move only 1 square per turn, unless, of course, you are the Egyptians, in which case they have an ability which enables their riflemen to move 2 squares per turn. But since I'm not the Egyptians, 1 square per turn, but with March, can move 2. Now, the movement isn't that important to me, so we're going to focus on boosting our defense power. So now the Royal Rifleman Army, with you see that star, the bottom the bottom left-hand corner of its icon. I apologize. That is the leadership ability. We have another great leader sitting here. However, I have plans for him later on. Don't need to use him yet. Now, we've got our first cruiser sitting here, which we are going to activate because it needs to move over here to support this little pitiful weak raid that Bismarck somehow thinks is going to work. Let's see. Okay, I can move 2 more squares per turn. Actually, before I do anything here, I just want to explain one thing. I was asked by someone, I apologize, I don't have the name in front of me right now, to explain how naval support works. Alright, so here's what we're going to take a look at. First of all, if I attack with my current archer army, I have 4.5 attack power to his 2 defense. If you look underneath my archer army, basic attack of 3, however, since it's a veteran unit, I get 50% bonus. 3 times 50%, 4.5. However, if we move our cruiser down here, and use up the last of its movements, my attack power goes up to 8.5 because of my naval support of 4. Alright, so the units that can give you... there are 3 units that can give you naval support. They are... The Galleon can do it, giving you a +1 boost. The Cruiser can do it, giving you normally a +3. However, if you are a veteran, I believe that's what kicks it up to +4. And the Battleship, which we have yet to discover. The only other naval air... The only, however, the, okay, I'm sorry. I'm starting that off badly. The Galley here, which is the first boat unit you can produce, and it's most primitive, offers no naval support. And why is that? Because it has absolutely no guns, no cannons, nothing. It's purely for troop transport. So, now that we have our extra naval support, 8.5 on 2 is pretty good odds to me. Let's do this. And we conquer them entirely. And get a bonus. This archer unit has achieved 3 victories. This unit has been upgraded to elite status and can acquire a special ability. Okay, what are we going to get? March for +1 movement per turn, and Medic, which gives our unit the ability to heal anywhere. Alright, well, this archer army is probably not going to find itself in enemy territory at all because I've got better defense units for attacking, or for supporting my offensive units when I do go on the attack. So we're going to use March, so it can move 2 squares per turn if needed. Alright, and Pikemen, selling Abydos. The first Sherman tank is in King's Landing. And after the first 10 minutes of this video, we can finally end a turn. This just Insider, a government change. The Egyptians have replaced their republic with a democracy. Under democracy, their science and gold production will increase by 50%. However, they will not be able to declare war. Gotcha. And Gandhi's army continues to approach, and it looks like it's been reinforced with an extra Legion army. And what is this? We have reached the modern era with a new ability. Our factories, once we discover the technology and build them, will give us triple production. And that's in addition to our previous abilities of the +1 food from planes from the industrial era, the rush units at half price from the medieval era, and the American starting ability of the ancient era, 2% interest on the gold reserves. Alright, thank you. Oh yes, and of course, with the new era, our science advisor gets a brand new look. He looks like a college professor. And as well as our domestic advisor getting a new look. She reminds me of someone. I wonder who. Alright, this might be a good idea, a good time to save your game. Normally I'd say yes, but no thanks right now. No need. Not yet. Alrighty. Alright, well apparently... hold on 1 second. First it wants to take me to New Orleans, which has just completed a temple. Excellent. So, with that done, we're going to switch it to a university. Most noble president of Wyndham X. Perhaps you defeated my archer army. Nevertheless, you have proved the might of your armies. Let us now end this wasteful conflict. I offer you my hand in friendship. Alrighty. Well, this is a rather despicable tactic by him because in a democracy, I cannot tell him that we will fight to the end because Congress will reverse my decision. So I'm forced to make peace. However, out of curiosity, I'm curious what his military strength is compared to mine. The Germans are no match for our mighty armies. Let us crush their feeble warriors. Their troops are dug in for defense, and our technology is also superior to theirs. Alrighty, so I have him completely outnumbered and completely outgunned from the sounds of it. My science advisor tells me that war would be a foolish distraction. Our technology is the envy of the planet. Well, after learning secrets from the wise men of the majestic city of Atlantis, I would concur. I would be envious of learning that. And of course, we should rule the world through the wonders of science. Right. Well, alright. Since you're in awe of the power of my cruiser, which is what forced your hand here, I believe, we shall make peace. We welcome a new era of peace and friendship between our nations. Wonderful. Alright. Well, either it was my cruiser that did the job, or just the fact that I've got the Pikeman army and the Knights army sitting right outside his city of Stuttgart, and with his maximum defense of 15, he won't be able. He doesn't feel he can hold off against my Knights. However, my Knights are wounded from the previous battle, so we're going to heal them. The first Pikeman army is going to withdraw into the city. We're going to refortify the... I'm not going to even try and pronounce that, the Archer Army. Okay, fine, I'll try it. Nope. I'm not going to even try it. I'll just tongue twist myself even if I do get it right. Never mind. So, the Elite Archer Army, we're just going to call it, since it has reached elite status. We'll fortify, and our first cruiser stares down the Bismarck's galley. However, we can't do anything about it because now we're at peace. So he's just going to have to sail away and not bother us anymore.